on, everybody? Chris here, Better Investing. Today is February 17th, Monday, President's Day. The market is now closed, or should I say, the market has been closed for the entire day. Um, I want to say futures is open, but I don't trade futures. Hopefully, one day I will. Um, but I've kind of just started to put together, a watch list of like some of the big stocks that broke out and stuff like that. I did get a lot of these stocks from one of my colleagues, should I say. He's a really good trader, TSDR. He kind of sent me this list, and I kind of just built onto it. But I wanted to kind of take a look at some of them, and I definitely added a few that I kind of like as well for this week. And I want to see, which ones really present, a good opportunity going into, next week. So that's kind of what we'll do here. One thing I do want to share with you guys real fast. Let me see if I can bring this up. We'll make this really quick. I'm looking at the internals, market internals, and like looking at like the overall breadth. And this looks positive. I mean, this is kind of what you wanted to see on let's see if we can do this. Hey, this is kind of what you wanted to see on a market internals for like the advanced decline line. Like, and I think some people were complaining or saying like, look what's going on around here, where we were kind of having like that little downturn, and market internals we were making lower highs during that initial push up in November, and then we kind of had that reset. But now, market internals, advanced decline line has been pushing higher, while the market has been pushing higher. So it's very supportive of, current price action, what we've seen on SPY real fast. So if we go back to SPY, you'll kind of see this pretty much right here, right? We're at all-time highs, and at the same time, the advanced decline line is supporting this move. And, it looks like there's a good possibility for some continuation. And again, we're still trading in this trend. It's been pretty choppy since this FMOC day, but yeah, we'll get into that another day. But yeah, all right, let's go look at some of these stocks real fast. SSEC, I think he just put this, and this is not a stock. I think this is like an earnings gap up, so you probably want to wait and see if this pulls back. But I'll just keep an eye on it. Nothing really there to really trade. This doesn't look bad. This is ERJ. I don't know what this stock does. It looks like it's in the aero and space defense. They still have earnings coming up. I guess this is a big move up. Had a nice gap up into 45, pulled back into the EMA 20 here, and I mean, you can get aggressive here, or you can probably be in here at 42 with a stop below 41. Probably better to play it with shares. Keeping a tight stop. Let's go here and look at the weekly real fast. I mean, it's not a bad looking chart. We zoom out, we go to the back, we got a previous peak. It looked like we're breaking out, and it still has some room to go up to maybe up to 50 or so. I think this is a stock to watch. I can see why this would be on some people's radar. Right, you got a level you can probably aim up to. It looks like it's ready to get back up in here into this, to this spot there. Weekly could probably use a little more work, right? Kind of trade a little sideways, but from a daily perspective, it doesn't look bad. It could chop around here, but it is kind of defending this previous pivot up here from the 22 of January and 23rd of January. And again, that's the pullback that you want. I would rather this have been a green candle, but this is why it's kind of important to do this sometimes, because if you do that, now it's a green candle hold, right? And now it's breaking the previous high. And I mean, yeah, it's breaking that previous high, right? And that's where it triggers at right there. And right now you're kind of, you have a little bit of space. It doesn't really move much as well. I mean, we're looking here from an ATR perspective, only moves $1.25. That's not too bad. All right, because you're giving about almost a $2 stop, so you're kind of outside of that average true range deviation. Standard. I guess 1 sigma. I don't know. Let me not start trying to act like I'm this mathematician or something. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I would say that at least. Logitech, I want to say they had earnings. I remember this coming across my board. Yeah, they've been had their earnings. This is already broken out. You kind of got this flat top play here. It looks like. I mean, if you wanted to take a flat top breakout, cool. I mean, but now that we see those working, um, yeah. I mean, this probably needs to set up again. I don't typically chase. I don't like to chase gas. It's kind of hard. I'll chase them down. I'll say that because the momentum down is just vicious, man. It's just vicious. I'll admit I'll chase the stock down, man. Because when the selling starts, it starts, man. It really does. But the same thing can be said with no when buying starts. Looking here on the weekly. Yeah, I mean this has some room up. Hasn't made a new high since 2021. Didn't really put it in a base, but you can kind of see the lower highs and the higher lows and lower higher highs and higher lows that's been forming here, and you got a pretty clean trend on the weekly as well. It just needs to set up for you to kind of take it. Let's go take a look at this VIAV. I don't know what this stock says. Look like it's been in some sort of a downtrend. That downtrend's been breached. Um, this doesn't look bad, but it kind of has like a rollover pattern here. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Um, it doesn't look bad. It had its earnings. Um, I think what you can look for. Let me make sure I change this back. Color based on previous close. Apply to all. Right. So what I want to see is probably. I mean, 'cause this is probably your chance to get in, and this is probably where people are getting stopped at. So this probably need a deeper pullback back here into maybe the EMA 20, but I think this is something you probably want to keep an eye on. So I'm gonna throw that on my watch list. I'm gonna throw this ERJ on my watch list, and I'm gonna throw this Logitech. No, this is not ready. Twilio had an earnings reaction, but didn't like it was a positive reaction, but it just kind of pulled back into the 50. That probably needs a setup. I don't really see a setup here. Just a pull back into the 50. I want this a little bit more. I would like it more like if it was just like a slow pullback, not an earnings reaction pullback. Yum, I don't see nothing here. Well, let me stop. I didn't really look at it. Let me actually look at the damn thing. Yum. What do we have here? Base breakout. Um, it's at all-time highs. It looks like. Um, yeah, you can look for a pullback. I guess you can look for a pullback on this. See if it pulls back into like 143.25. Put in a higher low. Kind of lines up right here where the EMA sits too. Um, yeah, but I don't really see nothing right now. Fortinet. I think I said that right. Um, it's not like I had a chance to break here, but as you can see, like we go across. Finally had that breakout. Had its earnings. Think it needs to set up. Don't really see anything. Take Two Interactive. Oh, I think we could watch this. See if we want to pull back into this 204 where the EMA 9 sits. For a move back up into 214, 215. I want to say this is probably at all time highs. Yeah, right. Oh, this may be one of those situations where you kind of ran into a double top short sale. If we kind of take this right here, throw this right there. Yeah, that should double top short sale. Right when it peaks over. How do you trade that? Probably a smaller time frame where you're risking very very little. I'm trying to see where that had hit. Probably right up in here. I'm looking at a 5 minute. So I mean, I probably wouldn't have taken on a 5. Maybe a 65. Probably have been your best opportunity here. Let's go back. Yeah, you got that reject right there. So I wouldn't have took the green candle push, but this is like my sell signal candle. Okay, we're rejecting off of the off of that all-time high, and you just take it right here off a stop above it. And if you did do that, it's working out in your favor, right? Like if you took it right here, and your stop is that previous high or this previous or that candle's high. I mean, you're well into a good reward right now. Um, it does have that look like it's a double top short sale. And I wouldn't be surprised if this pulls back a little bit further. Um, but yeah, I mean that was your double top short sale up there. That's hindsight, but in terms of like still getting long, it does still present a probably a scenario where this could probably go a little higher, or at least you can get back to those all time highs. Just trying to work this out. See what we got here. It's not bad. Yeah, that's about it there. ACMR. Really nothing here. Earnings is coming up. Not too sure if I like this stock at all. It looks a little choppy, a little gappy too. I don't know. Look like it hasn't really respected the moving average as much. So it's one of those things. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, I guess I can see this here. No, I don't really see anything there. INTA. Let's start with the weekly. I really don't like those wicks at the top. It's kind of showing you a lot of volatility in the stock right now. While it's at all-time highs, you see the difference here with the crazy range that it's been having right now. And perhaps it had its earnings as well. Okay, so it did have its earnings, and that was kind of like that big sell down. Um, Probably want to see this build out just a little bit. Maybe do something like this where it just, it trades, sideways a little bit for a few days. Something like that, maybe, and then you kind of get out of there while these are like starting to get right below the price for that breakout, but um, not A plus type setups for me. GWRA. Probably look for a pullback into the EMA 20, this previous peak spot right here. Let's go check out the weekly real fast. This stock's kind of put in somewhat of a base, somewhat of a cup. Jesus Christ, this stock's been around since 2013 or 12. It's never split, and now it's $200. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty strong stock overall. It is straight vertical, even on the monthly, but that doesn't mean that you just go ahead and short it. Um, it's up for a reason. Someone likes it. But yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it did have a bad reaction here. Looks like all for earnings. Then it just traded sideways. Then it got back into its highs. And I don't know if I really like this considering what happened here. Right? It did have its breakdown. It did trade it sideways for months, but now it just popped right back into that previous dump spot. Yeah, it shot over it, but perhaps, it may not present a really good opportunity considering like what happened back here. Definitely off this big dump down. And, yeah, it traded sideways, but never really like just grinded higher. Um, Not too sure there. RCL, Royal Caribbean. This doesn't look bad. Like it looks like it wants to go higher. I would put this in a I would say this is not a bad look here. You can kind of draw this somewhat like that. I kind of like that look. Um, it's not bad. It's not a bad look if you want to be a breakout trader. Trying to take this back up into 275 or so. Um, Thing is, you probably gonna need a tight stop, like literally like right below the EMAs, rather than using these wicks, because then now it's gonna skew your risk to reward. But again, we talk about pullbacks and where you get in at, but you get in right here as it breaks, right? Because where this closed at? This closed at 256. It opens right. So this candle is really a green candle. telling you, I'm thinking I want to switch back to because it's easier to see them when they're green, when they're actually fucking green. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the spot right there. But it looks like it's ready to break out. This has been a relatively strong stock. I remember I talked about this breakdown here, and yeah, they kind of undercut this 50, kind of barely tapped. Right, buyers came in really aggressive for at the top of this gap fill, and then they have their earnings and back off, and at this point it looks like it's ready to go to 300. NXT. Um, Sorry, I'm getting a message. Yeah, NXT. I think this you should already probably be in this. The only thing we can probably look for now, if you wanted to, trying to get in this, is kind of like it putting in like somewhat like a higher low, and then we get that continuation where we're breaking it here. You're kind of using this as your stop. To keep it relatively tight and still have a good risk reward back up to here. Um, doesn't look bad though. I think you should been already in this, and same with me. I probably should have been in that. It's GH. This is my first time looking at this as well. Um, I think this probably needs to set up. I don't really see anything. All right. Interactive broker. Interactive broker. Just a big move up. Had its earnings right here. Right now it's just surfing the EMEs. Um, Pretty strong fucking trend on this stock, honestly. Um, Could be one of those ones you. I know I'm not gonna even say that. Yeah, I don't really see anything here besides you just wanted to take a breakout, but I'm not too sure if I want to take another breakout into the stock as it's already probably at, yeah, it's definitely at all time highs. Um, I ain't go all the way back, but it looks like it. All right, so that's off the brainer. MGNI, buyers definitely came in this day for sure. Oh, that's the weekly. Let's go back here and look at the daily. Check what we got on the daily. You got earnings coming up, so I'm not too sure if I want to step in front of that. Um, but yeah, EAT, Eat Brinkers International is one of those restaurants. Had its earnings, it hasn't really bounced yet at the EMAs. Right, had its chance, never really shown any opportunities. Now at this point, you're probably looking forward to like retest the top of this previous base up here, um, right there, or maybe come back into the 50. Um, Not too sure if I want to kind of trade that though. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. All right. Sorry, sitting here messaging some folks. Oh, Let me send this email off real fast because I don't know what the hell is going on here. All right. But yeah, that's that. SPT. Um, Sprout Social. I don't. I don't see anything really here. Besides the stock that's just been, I wouldn't say trading sideways, but it hasn't really done much. Like, so yeah, I mean, kind of trading sideways, kind of respecting like this $25 location. I guess let's look at the weekly. Um, yeah, I don't really like what I see here. Um, yeah, I'm not too sure on this one. Teams. I think they had earnings as well, or team. Okay. So right, they have their earnings. I think now what you're looking for, it's not the cleanest pullback. Not the cleanest look. I don't really like the price action on this chart to take this 20, and it doesn't really have a lot of. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, you got some space up here. So if it does want to trigger long 315 or 314.50 or so with a stop at 306, risking about $7. I just don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. Is kind of my thought process here. Right, so you take it here, or you put your stop below here. So, right, $7, maybe a little bit more. But see now, 1.5 risk to reward. Just it's not the earnings setup that I look for, in terms of risk to reward. But it is a strong stock. It does have a chance to go higher. Looking here, previous all-time highs is there. So, it could be one where it just going to continue to go higher. Um, but do you want to take a breakout in the middle of this chart here? Um, I just haven't had any success really taking those type of trades. Like if I take breakouts, I want it to be like where it's a lot of space above, not really like in the middle of a range. This is a big drop down. Um, yeah, I just don't really see that there. What is KD? Don't know this stock, but doesn't look bad. Think you probably want to keep this one on your watch list. I like how this formed. Right, had its earnings. Earnings is out of the way. Right, breaks up, pulls back to the 20. Is that the 20 or the 9? That should be the 9. Right, pulls back into the 9. Breaks here. Maybe this is one you can get in and I like the chart. This might be one that just fucking goes higher. Oh. Yeah, maybe this is going back to all-time high. Maybe this is one where maybe you play this for like an all-time high move. Oh, up to 50. Your stop is below here, below 39. Maybe that's the best way to look at this. I mean, this is a IPO from 2021. I mean, the chart doesn't look bad, right? From a weekly perspective, it doesn't look bad. Nice pullback here to the nice deep pullback to the 20 got bought up. Probably should be in this. I don't think it's okay to be in this now if you're targeting up to 52 or so. Let me see what their earnings look like real fast. Let me check this company out. Oh, 3.8 billion. Got a little bit of debt. God damn, on three. Fuck. Not much. You only grossing that much. I mean, that's not the best. I mean, but they are profitable now. Right, they finally just turned the revenue. Looks like. I don't know if they got. I gotta see if they have. When's their? I don't know when their actual quarter ends. Yeah, it looks like earnings is out the way. It's that it doesn't look bad. I wouldn't mind taking a stab at that. Um, AMSC earnings is out the way. Big move up from earnings. Pull back. It probably triggered to take it here. Let me see. This opened at And it's closed at 335. So probably want to use this candle, right, where the buyer stepped in and probably wick some folks out, which is not bad. Now we can look to probably take this. Um, It's not a bad look. Probably wouldn't play with options on it. Option chain's probably dead. Look at the volume here. Barely trades over a million. So those options are definitely spready probably. But from a breakout, you know, prospect, uh, doesn't look bad. I mean, this stock split before, so this is probably shitty company. Yeah, the stock split before, so the chart's all fucked up. Yeah, the chart's all fucked up now. Um, it looks like it barely moves either. I'm looking at these, how big these. Oh, hold on. Let's go check real fast. Look here on the daily. Moves about $2.50. Percentage, well, I think a lot of it's percentage change or average percentage true range is kind of based off what happened on the earnings. But I mean, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. Yeah, this can do something. That's a good risk reward even up to here. Uh, what's this? Expedia. EXPE. Expedia. Probably gotta wait see if that sets up. Palantir again. I don't think this is a short. I think this is a earnings reaction. Momentum continuing to the upside. RS rating is still high. Dips continue to get bought on this. This stock's going higher. And my thought process. Not a bad look here. They do have earnings coming up towards the end, beginning of March, but I can see you getting into this. It's still you're not really risking like 50 cents maybe, or like a dollar move. Doesn't look bad. Kids up there going crazy. Kind of like have this bearish bullish reversal inside week as well. Yeah, this doesn't look bad for a move. I'll keep that on my list and I'll do a little more research on that. Upstart, what do they do? I have no idea. I remember bringing this up down here. I said, man, because I remember we had a trader on, was talking about some of his trading ideas and his trading stuff. He looks for like the undercuts of the gap fill and for it to get brought up. And I kind of mentioned it. I never traded it before, but now I see like how good of an entry that could be. All right, you got the undercut here, and then it breaks above, right? Kind of signaling, okay, this trend is probably over, right? Because now we done broke that. Now we done made a higher high, or should I say, we done made a higher low as we trigger over this previous lower high. Right, you get in right here at 57 and pitch your stop below there. Right, you can sit through this, stop's not hit, and now you got an earnings reaction. You're probably taking it off up in here for like, damn near 80-90% move. What is the kids up there doing? They're going crazy. I tell you, man, when they with me, they quiet. When they with my wife, I don't know what she does, but shit changes when she has them. But when they with me, we be straight. Teledoc, nothing really here, but this thing has been very, very strong, really, really big volume. The COHR, don't really see much there. Check out docs. Are we at 29 minutes onto this? I'm still at work, so I need to probably hop off of this. Earnings reaction. No, not really. Just Rockwell. I think I put this on my target. Maybe I don't know why. The weekly looks choppy. But yeah, kind of watch this Rockwell, see if it wants to have an earnings reaction at the 20 or at the 9 or the 20. But you have the 50 here supporting it. The 200 is flat, perhaps ready to curl up. I'm not too sure yet, but um, let's see what happens on this. I think you can watch this. This AIOT. I want to say this had a some sort of had an earnings reaction. I'm not willing to kind of buy it. I think your buy date was here. This looked pretty clean. I mean, if you kind of like knock out these this little price action right here, that looks like a clean move up. But I don't really see anything else. Um, Shop, nope. All right, let me kind of finish up real fast. Dash, apps, no. Bros, no. Let's look at this Upworks. Just had earnings. Got the EMAs look like it's ready to cross back over the 50. It's still kind of curling down, but it's like it's flattening out just a little bit. Well, no, it's kind of flat for the most part. It's curling up still from a longer term perspective. 50s on the 200s underneath curling up. This probably looks better on the weekly. Kind of just trading in a base almost. You can kind of see in this base. If you wanted to get ballsy, 17 is really like your 18 or so. It's like really like your level. Let me see if we tighten this up just a little bit more. Yeah, right around like right here, around like 18 or so. This wants to break out. Or you can put like a $3 stop and look for this to have some continuation. Earnings is not until April. So perhaps you can get into this, but that's a nice base there, um, from a weekly standpoint. I mean the 200 weekly is sitting right above it, but you're all what you eat, but it doesn't look bad, um, from what I see here. I think we can keep an eye on that. AMAT had earnings. Had his chance to break out, ran into the 200-day, rejected. Right, traded sideways somewhat. Now it's underneath the 50 and the 200. Um, Gap fill happened, so we can remove this. It must be another gap here. Kind of lines up, confluence with sort of like this little wedge pattern or whatever. Nothing really here clean to take, so leave that alone. Monday. Um, Not too bad in terms of how this candle structure looks here. You can kind of see it there. Um, would I love it to come to the 20? Of course, but this could be one it just it doesn't go back. And this has, I would say, had episodes where it could run a little bit. Back here in 2023. From 130 up to 228, pull back to 189, 180s, up to 240, right? 186 up to 300, right? Now 200. Yeah. I mean, this could be back at all-time highs, and they look like they had a positive earnings reaction. So, I mean, if you want me to be a little more patient, it probably needs to build out a little bit more. But this could be something that just goes higher and continues higher. Confluence. I had this one on my list for a while. Let's see what happens here as this builds out. Probably something you should probably watch on like a lower time frame. So here's the like the hourly chart or the 65-minute chart. Maybe it triggers here, whereas one holds here and breaks no 35. You looking for that continuation, maybe. Yeah. LEU. Doing another look real fast. What time is it? 12 o'clock. Don't really see nothing here. This NEE is something that I'm watching. I want to see. This kind of reminds me, like, I don't want to say it reminds me of the Powell, but right, this is a big ass move up off of earnings. Up pretty decent. Well, hold on. Opened at 68, closed at 72. All right, this is a big move. And it's kind of just like I like this location for it to put in, kind of break this trend to the downside, and kind of knock out this previous lower high. If that does happen, if this could be that powerful move back up, this is probably a nice ad spot. I kind of like that area. And you can even risk down to 65, 90. I think either way, if this triggers, you want to kind of take it over that high. Or you want to even use a smaller time frame, like look, your stop being there, and your target, you know, probably not there. I probably wouldn't even want to go there. Maybe you can put it a little bit underneath this spot to get back up to this pivot. Yeah, I kind of still like that. If it does trigger over that high. GRAB, I am in this stock. It's not really a trade for me. I'm kind of looking to kind of have this be an investment. This is not the cleanest base, but this monthly chart here looks like it's ready to break out, and probably back up to 18 or so, where it's previously at. I kind of like this chart a lot from a monthly perspective, so I'm trying to not trade it. I know there's a bunch of traders in it, so if we don't really see a move, it could pull back a little bit harder because there's so many traders in it. But I like this volume pattern here after its previous earnings off the weekly. And you see how the volume is now acting right now. That's a lot of fucking volume. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a lot of volume, but that volume sticks out it pretty well. SoFi, I don't trade SoFi. Lemonade, I do like this lemonade chart. I do like this. I do like this pattern here. This pullback into this previous spot. Back here from this previous base as well. Um, doesn't look bad. That's just looking at the week. Let's go look at the daily real fast. Right, you kind of see it holding this spot, this breakout spot. Come back, chop around. I want to see it get back above the 50, and then maybe we can get a leg higher back into 54. But it looks like it has a change of characteristics here. I mean, this is kind of what you expect. Slow pullback. Not crazy volume compared to what we got here on these big breakout days. Damn, that's a lot of volume. Compared it to like here. Right? And even like when I had its pops, right? The volumes. Green volume's pretty higher. Or the buy or green days are pretty higher. Peloton. Yeah, it's gonna go higher. I don't really see a clean setup. Maybe I need to look at this a little bit harder. Rich Tech Robotics. Like I said before, I'm been a little wary of taking these shitty stocks because like they just been dumping like some direct offerings and stuff on them. Um, this doesn't look bad if we want to have some continuation. It probably needs some sort of catalyst though. It looks like they have earnings coming up, so I'm not a big fan of jumping in front of earnings. You kind of got a spot, or they had earnings already. Oh, they already had their earnings. Looks like earnings was on Friday. Okay, so I mean, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad if it wants to continue to go higher. I mean, that's a nice spot to watch to see if it wants to break out. And I was in this before at 193, sold some into the threes. I didn't sell on pre-market this day. I should hit like $6. I think, and then I think I sold the following day. And I wanted, yeah, I got out this day. I think I was fully out that day. PDNY doesn't look bad. I can kind of see what people are seeing here. I mean, this can be $15. You're looking at, if you can get in here, that's 57% on shares. Like even if you get in, like you say, oh, I'm in here above that high, that's still damn near 40% on shares. Um, yeah, I do like that look. Let's go take a look at this Pony AI. This is a recent IPO. Back here, it looks like it IPO back in December. So the good thing about this, I want to say their lockout period has not is no time soon, or maybe in like April, March. This can be one of those IPOs that just continues to go higher. It did sell off. It looks like and this is why I want it. Yeah, I think that just convinced me to take this off. If now I can easily see that it sells off. I mean, yeah, it closed higher, but it did kind of run into some sellers on this continuation day up after it broke out. But it's kind of holding above this spot here. Tiger or whatever it's called. I call it Tiger, but it's not Tiger. But this doesn't look bad either. No little China play. If this wants to keep going, just keep an eye on it. Airbnb. This had a really strong earnings reaction, and I kind of like this right here. This looks like it's breaking out. Look like it wants to go higher. You got a couple, swing high pivots or so up here, 170. But if this was a true, earnings reaction, that's pretty big. And technicals line up with it as well for it to continue higher. So I like Airbnb to watch next week. Same thing with this DraftKings. Pretty positive reaction. What the hell is going on upstairs? Kind of broke this 50 location. Looks pretty good for continuation, but may need it to set up. And let's check out this ARBE. This is another robotics. It's my first time looking at it since the last maybe a couple weeks ago. But yeah, they had their earnings announcement. Had to throw the fibs on this joint, but they did mention some collaboration with Nvidia. And I kind of mentioned this spot, like this 252 spot. It looked like it undercut it a little bit. 237's holding. If robotics want to go, or they're looking for opportunities, maybe this is one where it could break out and finally get over some of these spots. But if the market's hot, then you can probably look at this. But all right, that's all about I got for you guys. This is the watch list, and this is what I'll be using besides trading, SPY, what else wants to move. But let's see what happens. Peace. God bless.